Hi, welcome to the Blackout Show Online. My name is Sarah.
And my name is Jerry. And to tell you a little something about us, we're both big Lincoln Park fans.
We're going to dive straight first into the news, and we're going to start with Mike in the studio. Mike has officially announced a new album, and it's still a work in progress, he declared on his blog. Approximately, he said, 4 to 6 months it will be ready. The first question that springs to mind was, when were pre-orders available? If you're an Instagram follower, you would know that a few shots of the studio have been posted quite recently, with the guys really hard at work, and with Mike's face glued to a computer screen while Phoenix is in the corner having a nap with his cap over his head.
And so, you know, on the desk.
Yeah, when you put the feet on the desk and your hat over yourself, you know something serious is going down.
Most definitely.
Or something serious that you don't want to do at the moment.
That never happens.
Stone Temple Pilots have cancelled all 2014 dates, including their first time in India. Soundwave appearances in Australia, including their 2 Sidewaves in Sydney and Melbourne, Hawaii and Indonesia. A statement that was officially released to the public by the band was that production efforts in their newest album were behind schedule and unfortunately had to sacrifice their 2014 dates.
I'm thinking that it's because Lincoln Park is in the middle of recording, but that's just my personal opinion. And I know I'm a little bit late on commenting about the new album, but I just want to add, at the LA show, Dave hinted at a tour in summer, and Chester said August. So I think we can surely expect a tour date by August-September timeframe.
The new Transformers 4! The Age of Extinction trailer has surfaced on YouTube, and I think the number one question everyone's asking right now is, what's Linkin Park's song for this sequel? As we know that the band have participated in the soundtrack to all the other ones, along with the other bands like Stone Sour, Smashing Pumpkins, and Disturbed. But I think it's only going to be a matter of time before someone has a slip of the tongue and reveals all. Though, going off on a tangent, I read an article the other day, only to be told a few moments later that it was over a year old, silly me, that Steve Aoki was highly rumoured to be on that soundtrack. As we both know, Steve Aoki and LP have collaborated recently to produce A Light That Never Comes. Now, don't get me wrong, but I have a really strong gut feeling that A Light That Never Comes is going to be the song on the new Transformers movie. I'll call it now.
I heard it's a completely different cast, so I'm wondering if they will ask LP to do a song for the movie.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm going for the soundtrack, not the cast. I could never stand Megan Fox.
Oh, poor Megan.
To celebrate its 10th birthday, Rock in Rio in Portugal has announced that Linkin Park will be headlining the music festival. Besides Linkin Park, other names like Arcade Fire, Justin Timberlake, and Robbie Williams will be making appearances. Coincidentally, there will be a live stream on the 30th of May where fans from all over the world can tune into them and see them performing. That also happens to be my birthday, so I take it as a personal gift to me. Thank you, LP, for that.
Happy birthday to you.
I know. They've also been confirmed to play for the 10th anniversary of the Greenfield Festival in Switzerland, along with playing at Rock am Ring. And due to prior commitments there and Rock in Rio, they will not be playing at the Dutch festival Pink Pop.
Oh, poor Pink Pop Festival.
So, for the first time in 10 years, there's a rhythm of 10 around here, isn't it?
There is.
Linkin Park are going back to Italy on the 10th of June, again, the number 10.
So jealous I'm not there. Italy and Linkin Park, how much better could life be?
And it's been 10 years since they've been there.
10 years, yes. The number 10, infamous 10.
They're going back to Milan specifically to play in the Alfa Romeo Sound City Festival. Rumours have been floating around for quite a while, and it wasn't until the other week that Joe confirmed these rumours. there was an exclusive 48-hour pre-sale held on the LPU that was in celebration for Italian LPU subscribers. A few days later, they announced that they would be headlining a show in Poland on June the 5th, making previous rumours about a Polish stopover true. Rumours also have escalated into a Moscow one, set to apparently take place on the 2nd of June.
Correction. At the time of doing our research, was only in the rumor forum. They have since announced they are performing 2 shows, one in St. Petersburg and one in Moscow on the 1st and 2nd of June.
Now, we can't forget Download Festival.
No.
This is a big thing for LP. Download Festival in the UK have put out a catchy promo poster with one of the promo shots for Living Things used for it. I think it was a first promo shot we saw of their album.
I believe you're right.
I think what made this work was the fact that they put forward a question, which was, when was the first time you listened to Hybrid Theory? Of course, Linkin Park are playing Hybrid Theory era tracks, and that's what's so special about this performance in the UK. And I think they really have engaged their fans with posing this question, because we also put forward this question to our Facebook and Twitter fans, and we got some really good responses, which we'll come back to that later a bit soon.
I don't know about you, but I'm a little jealous they're playing Hybrid Theory in its entirety. Man, I would love to be at that show.
One word, nostalgia. All the old school Hybrid Theory new metal fans are going to come flocking.
Yes, they are.
Performance, because it's what made Linkin Park this album. It kick-started their career.
It is what made them Linkin Park for sure. So we posed the question of what is your best LP moment and got some good responses to it. We're hoping that we can continue to get LP fans to send in their best moments and just do a segment of each time we go on air. If we have enough time on our hands, we'll put around 2 or 3 stories in per show. So get those responses in. We want to hear from all the fans. You'll find us across all the social media networking sites, including Twitter and Facebook. Our very first LP moment comes from LP Fan 1989. She sends in, the best moment was going to the Hamburg Summit without a ticket to the concert. Just drove 4 hours to the summit, and during the backstage tour with Mike, she got a personal invitation for her and her family to watch the show as his personal guests. I don't know about you, but I would say that's a pretty darn good moment.
To get a personal invite from Mike Shinoda himself to an event that you don't have a ticket to, that's really extraordinary.
Yes, does not happen every day. Jealous. So next in with a great moment is Aviva LP.
Sorry, we cannot. We've said this to her. We cannot pronounce her name, so we do apologize.
Her name's Eva. To me, I call her Eva. So to have to actually say the whole thing is really hard.
So we do apologize, Eva, if we get your Twitter handle
We love
wrong.
you anyways.
We still love you, but damn, it's hard to pronounce.
So anyway, she went to a show in Greece, and the crowd managed to sing above Chester. She was impressed, much as I am, since Chester could sing pretty darn loud. And the next was a show in Germany during 1,000 Suns. During Iridescent, the fans and the band were singing as one. And as a side note, she almost got to meet a fellow LP fan that night.
I think the crowd above Chester at that volume really shows how enthusiastic and excited they were.
Yes, I think so.
I'm really impressed. But moving on to my previously mentioned segment about the Download Festival's promotion and the question they posed, we also asked some of our Facebook and Twitter fans when was the first time they listened to Hybrid Theory. The first response comes from Janet in California, one of our Facebook fans, and she gave us this. I remember watching MTV in the morning and saw Crawling for the first time and fell in love with Mike and Chester. I thought the song was sick. Then I got the CD, and it was all over from there.
Isn't it usually all over from there? Then we have your response.
My response was the best. It cocked a few eyebrows, and I got laughed at a few times.
When my fellow co-host was a carefree, soon-to-be teenager, she chose to watch Britney Spears over One Step Closer on TV. And I really have to ask why?
Because I didn't know what right from wrong.
No, apparently you didn't.
And the show that I was watching was called Video Hits at the time because we didn't have cable TV. And One Step Closer came on, and all I thought was, what the hell is this rubbish? And then turned it over.
And what you thought was, oops, I did it again.
I will not be held responsible for any listeners gone deaf by your singing.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's not your responsibility, and I should remember never, ever to do that again.
Well, we also have Tessa from Belgium. She answered with this response. I remember it was in the end that got me into the Linkin Park adventure. It was on TV one day. I'm still thankful for it because the song came to me at the right time, at the right place. You know how you say, and you hear stuff like, oh, this band saved my life, and this and that. At the end of the day, it's actually quite true. I've talked to a lot of people who say the same thing about a lot of bands and LP and that, and I think the value of music is underestimated.
I have to agree.
Okay, but enough about me for a second. I have to ask, what was your first time listening to Hybrid Theory? And be honest.
Okay, but I'm a little bit embarrassed to tell my story. Since I have a wide range in music, I like to listen to just about everything. Like, literally. I can listen to folk music, to country music, to classical, everything. There's nothing that's off limits as far as music is concerned. So at the time LP came out, I would listen to them if they came on the radio or MTV, but it wasn't my go-to music. I remember liking them, and I would have to say Paper Cut is what stands out for the first LP song because of the video. You know, that all weird, acid, crazy-looking video. You know the video.
Yeah.
So I have a confession, though. It wasn't until the Honda Civic Tour last show in Chula Vista I went to see Incubus and came out loving Linkin Park and thinking, how the heck have I never seen them in concert before? But seeing them live did it for me, and I have been hooked ever since. We have one more story to add onto this, and it comes from Cian in Trinidad. She writes in with, I just got home from school, turned on MTV, One Step Closer came on, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. Went out the next day, got the CD, and was hooked for life. So many of us, once we hear LP, we're hooked. Me, sadly, it took me to go to a concert.
It took me to listen to Meteora in my teenage years to get into LP. It's okay. I was a late bloomer.
Late bloomers are okay, so long as you finally bloom.
But I think it's amazing that Hybrid Theory and songs like One Step Closer and Crawling have had such an impact on initiating that connection between fans and the band.
Definitely.
Also, touching on your Honda Civic experience, I have to say, that is one of the best tours they have ever done.
Well, then I'm glad that's the one I went to.
I couldn't afford a plane ticket to go see them and Incubus, but from what I saw of the fans and what they were saying, I have no doubt in their words. Also with the fact that the LPU tech crew, like Megami and Sean and that, were doing video chats while they were on tour. Because I remember logging on about 11 p.m. once and got one of my questions answered straight away. And it was fanatic, that chat I was in. Everybody was hounding everybody else with questions. Everybody was talking. And
I can only imagine.
Yeah, so I remember just staying after the chat until like 2 or 3 a.m. talking to other people. But talking of chatting and talking about doing things, Music for Relief's next campaign has taken off and it's in full-blown swing.
It's called the Birthday Challenge, and what it is that there are 2 teams. It's divided up by Team Phoenix and Team Mike. The losing team has to wear probably some disturbing dress sense for a day chosen by the winning team. And how the team wins is through donations to Music for Relief. Every $50 raise gets you a VIP entry into it gets you into a entry into a VIP concert of your choice. Plus there are giveaways like signed photos. They're also giving away a bass and also an electric guitar signed by Phoenix and Mike.
Have you seen some of the suggestions that have been put forward for the dress sense for the day?
Oh, you mean like Borat's sexy fluorescent mankini? Yes, unfortunately, once it's been seen, it can't be unseen. Go Team Mike!
Now, we can't forget that lovely outfit Miley Cyrus wore to the VMAs being tweeted.
Good God, no, we never can forget that.
My suggestion was 80s Madonna with the big puffy hair and the camel toe.
Yes, that was your suggestion. I suggested a one-piece little bodysuit for Dave to wear with a little tutu and, some little ballerina slippers.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, wouldn't Dave look cute in that? Go Team Mike.
That's something I would dress my kids in.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't see why he would have a problem with that.
Well, but we have to, and we don't forget, we have to have the little, the leotard suit thingy on to cover up his man parts because nobody wants to see those. Borat in his little mankini. Nobody wants to see that.
No. I mean, what are the donations standing at the moment?
I actually checked just before we decided to air, and it's Team Phoenix with 3,086 and Team Mike with 3,790. Go Team Mike.
I will not forgive myself if Team Mike loses.
No, because it just can't be unseen.
Because none of us want to see Mike dressed up in something really disturbing. Phoenix, I don't have a problem with.
No, because his sense of humor would allow something like that. Mike doesn't have the sense of humor to allow something like that. Plus, yeah, I just don't want to see it.
and to think of it, we've raised so much money
for
in
such
this
a
time.
good cause.
I mean, we've still got the 21st of February to donate.
So make those donations count to Team Mike, please.
Team Mike, you'll be doing us a huge favour if you donate as little as $10.
$10 is all it takes to help Team Mike win.
And that $10 goes to victims of natural disasters.
Such as the Typhoon Haiyan over in the Philippines.
Yeah, and it's such a great cause. I mean, what a great way to spend your birthday. Dress up in something disturbing and raise money at the same time.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome of them. Can we sing Happy Birthday to Mike and Phoenix yet?
You're going to get a big fat no from me because I'm going to physically deafen people
Well,
if I start singing on air.
Well, okay, fine then. We'll just wish Dave and Mike a very happy birthday. And no, I don't think I should sing either.
Yeah, I don't think you should sing either.
I'm going to sing to you later in private, though.
But I think, just going back a little bit on what we reported before, the fact that Download is having Hybrid Theory era tracks. I think we discussed something before we went to air about the comparison of ATS and Hybrid Theory.
Oh, we did do that, yes.
I mean, you didn't have a pleasant experience with ATS at first, did you?
No, I did not. I thought that they were smoking crack, actually.
It's one of those albums that you can't put on shuffle.
No, you can't. And I bought it on the iTunes and put it on the iPod, which is always on shuffle. And I would hear bits and pieces of A Thousand Suns, and I was like, what is going on? Who are these people? Why am I listening to this? And finally, the guys were smart enough to know that it goes on shuffle. So they put a track in there that it plays it front to back, the way that it was meant to be played. And guess what? It makes sense.
Yeah, unlike Hybrid Theory, where it's teenage angst in its most.
It doesn't matter if it's on shuffle.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the interludes and that on ATS, in which it's designed to be played from 1 to 12.
Right.
And I think I personally love ATS. That's my favorite album. Mainly because it's an album about destruction and what humanity is capable of.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Once you listen to it front to back, you get that.
Yes, we just can't put it on shuffle.
No, shuffle's bad.
Well, Hybrid Theory, it's just, you put it on shuffle and it's teenage angst in the most.
And it's fabulous.
I mean, the only song that I can think of that probably wouldn't make sense of on shuffle would be Cure for the Itch.
Well, that's one of the intro songs that it doesn't really matter because, they have one on every single album where it's just a musical. There's no singing. There's nothing. It's just, little sound bits here and there. And I think that's what Cure for the Itch is.
Well, Forward on Meteora is just someone smashing something.
Right.
I don't remember the finer details, but I think it was Mike smashing a computer hard drive.
Oh, is that what it was he was smashing? Excellent.
So,
questions, and there's always one that just doesn't have really anything except for a sound, some sort of sound.
I sometimes like pointless noise.
Yes, noise is good.
But yeah, a lot of those intros are usually just mixing or scratching. But in relation to Joe, while we're talking about Joe, Warren,
that's DJ Tech, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was in the LPU chat the other week, and unfortunately none of us were awake or at our computer to go to it.
Yeah, I have to say I was at work, where I
have to say I was asleep, where I usually am for these chats.
Darn that being an adult.
Darn that responsibility.
Oh.
But yeah, he was in the chat the other day, and he gave us some hints of the album.
He did?
Yeah, he let loose that they've been experimenting with a 8-string guitar. Now, don't get me wrong, but 8-string guitar produces some very heavy noise.
That sounds exciting.
And he's also said that the album's going to be a bit heavier, and that's going to be a long way from Living Things.
Living Things was quite mellow. While I did like it, it was not the Hybrid Theory, Meteora, Linkin Park, but it was somewhat going back to it versus Minutes to Midnight and A Thousand Suns, kind of doing the in-between the two.
I think the number one complaint I saw about Living Things was that it was too electro. and not enough guitar or drums. Because I spoke to someone when Burn It Down came out, and everyone was like, oh no, Rob's using a drum machine, blah, blah, he's not actually drumming. And then everyone got pulled up on that who said that when the film clip came out.
Oh.
So I was actually surprised at the reactions on Living Things. I personally loved it.
I loved it as well, and I thought some of the comments of it were pretty darn rude.
Some of them were pretty uncalled for, but again, I think that just goes back to that
the hybrid theory. That's how Linkin Park should be, because those are the people that don't have the musical range that most of us have.
Yeah, and I think there was this one LPTV that they went around looking at the YouTube comments.
No, they didn't. How did I miss that?
And one of the comments they read out loud was something along the lines with, "This music is," excuse my language, but "this music is crap." But then I didn't have my headphones plugged in properly.
Oh. Well, to add to that, I actually went off on somebody who made the comment, and I don't remember what it was. It was Mike posted something, and somebody was being totally inappropriate and rude, and I told the dude, I'm like, if you don't like them, you can hit the unfollow button. That's simple. You unfollow. There's no need to be so rude.
Well, exactly. But again, it's choice over
True.
mine. There's so many factors coming into play. You're touching on the old school new metal fans again.
True.
And I'm friends with quite a lot of them, and as much as I respect them and their opinion, and they respect mine, we're going to get some heavier stuff now.
Good. I'm okay with that.
Which goes back to, because they basically premiered Living Things on their last European tour leg, I wonder if they're going to do it again with this new album.
I am kind of thinking that they might. They like to surprise us.
I mean, look at their latest unveiling. They unveiled a light that never comes in Japan.
Not even on their own stage.
Yeah, they hijacked Steve Aoki's stage.
We have one more announcement before we end this show. We would like to introduce the people who are behind the scenes of the staff team. Well, Sarah and I will do the recordings and see the social network sites. We do have people that work behind the scenes and on the ground. In the USA, we have Emily and Fanta. Love those girls. Thank you for being a part of this team. Australia, Asia, we have Sarah and Karen, two of my favorite girls, actually. And
stop it, I'm blushing.
Yeah, good. You need to blush. In Europe, we have Joanna. She seems quite the sweetheart. And Latin America, the street teamers are Mac and Camilla. Welcome to all of them. We couldn't do this without your help.
Also, before we officially end this show, the Axis TV was showing the concert of Philippines yesterday, and I believe someone saw herself.
I did. I saw myself in it for like a split second, but I knew it was me on Brad's side. Thank you very much. I was on TV.
Did you play a game of, I know this person in the crowd, I know that, I know him, I know her?
Yes, I actually did. And there was one person that kept popping up. Like, his big head was on the TV every time they went past him. You guys know Brandon from L.A.?
No.
You don't know Brandon?
No.
He was on there at least 20 times. I was like, how does he get so much exposure and I get like a half a second?
Oh, I saw myself on LV.
You did?
Yeah. The tweets came rolling in after they put the Australia tour leg up.
Flurries?
Yeah, that was me.
Yes, I love the orange flurries. Ooh, orange flurries for Dave with his tutu. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I just remember waking up one day to a bunch of tweets saying, "We just saw you on LPTV, Sarah. You're meeting great in Melbourne." I'm like, what? I'm halfway.
About?
Gotta love when Lincoln Park posts their LPTVs at like 4 o'clock in the morning for me.
Yes, because time zones.
Yeah, hello, time zones. All right. I think we've got enough sidetracked.
Oh, that never happens.
Oh, that never happens. We've only done it half a dozen times.
No,
It doesn't count.
That's how it's supposed to turn out.
And in the meantime, you'll see us floating around on social media networks like Twitter, Facebook. The app name is BO_show online because the Blackout Show Online was taken.
Did you really have to make us have BO?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
And the Facebook is /the Blackout Show Online. Our website isn't currently running at the moment because it's password protected, and we just have a few things to tweak before we officially launch the
It'll be
website.
The wait.
So if this is on the website, you can access it, congratulations. We've now completed the website.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Okay, and all the links will be available in the description for future references as well. So if you didn't catch anything I said,
or didn't
don't
understand
worry.
her.
Yeah, don't worry. It'll be in the description. You'll see us around. We won't go into hiding, I promise.
Are you sure?
All right. Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. All right, just checking.
All right, I think that's all for now, and we want to say massive thank you for tuning in and listening to us.
Okay, wait. I have one more thing to say, though. I need to give a huge thank you to Sarah for organizing this before we officially end the show, for taking the time to write loose scripts, handling the social media accounts, and generally being awesome, because she gave up her favorite cooking show last night to finalize things. Although I think she probably watched the cooking show while finalizing, she still gets massive credit for doing all the hard work that she does. We could not do this without her.
Oh, stop it. You're making me blush.
Oh, good. Then my job is done. And we'll see you next time.
All right, Sarah, bye.
Bye.